Okay, so this is the other arrangement that works pretty much the same. Only difference is we no longer have the trigger coil. We are triggering these two coils at the same time through our PWM. We don't need the coil anymore through induce. We're just triggering them straight out. We've got B1 and A2 shorted out, being pulsed with a positive. They're going through the wire, splitting up, then into the collector on both sides, and then the kickback is being grounded out, and then the LEDs are being lit, as you can see here. You can see the colors of the things. Trigger is not being used, neither is our C coil anymore. This is basically splitting the positive. 10 years ago I heard somebody say that, and it only now dawned on me what the fuck they meant. Okay, so that's it there. This does draw a little bit more current though. Interesting. We're still at 10 kilohertz, 5% duty cycle. Okay. Now what we have is we disconnect B1, disconnect B2. We still have both sets of LEDs running. So we've basically gotten rid of this coil, but because everything's shorted out, that second coil is still firing. Those second lot of LEDs are still firing. And our milliamps have gone down. So this arrangement does not seem to be as efficient, although I'm not sure about the light and everything like that. That's more to play around with. But finally, I understand what splitting the positive means. And if you dare, you can do the same trick. Disconnect one of the sets of LEDs from being shorted. We are using less, well, only a little bit less. No LEDs are on. And they did kick on a little bit brighter, but not by much. That's an amperage issue, not a voltage issue. We are literally, for almost no extra input, well, literally no extra input, splitting the positive and getting twice as much out. I think that's what everybody keeps harping on about. That's the coil arrangement that Chris has shown, although he has said a few times that he regrets putting that graphic on. I can understand why, because technically that side is not needed. I think I could be just talking out of my ass, but I think I've figured out what the hell everybody keeps talking about now. Now it's just a matter of experimentation as to getting it to self-run, etc., etc., playing around with frequencies, seeing exactly what we can. And if you can split the positive once, chances are you can split it again and cascade this. Okay. So as you can see here, I'm going straight into the coils. In this case, it's just the one that are shorted out. Okay. That's the one. That's the second one there. Again, we're not using the trigger coil. And that was the first one there. That one using the trigger coil is a bit more efficient from what I can see anecdotally so far, but it does require the trigger coil. Now that can be good because you can isolate, whereas this way you're directly pulsing the coil. Though again, before I tried pulsing the coils in different arrangements and it didn't work. This thing's just not powerful enough to drive the LEDs. But obviously, again, this is 12 volts, not 6 volts, as you can see. But this 12 volt arrangement seems to 15 LEDs, 15 LEDs, 30 LEDs. We're splitting the voltage, we're splitting the positive without using any more energy. That's what all those split cores were all about, with the dielectric in between. It's all about splitting the positive. Now I can only assume maybe you can also split the negative, but that requires more experimentation and different arrangements. But right now I'm just happy with the fact that I've got this far. What's next, I'm not too sure. That requires more research and yeah, more reading, more watching. Okay, now let's just take the battery off, just so everybody can see that it really is 1.5 milliamps. You can do the calculations. 10,000 UF. It takes a bloody long time for those LEDs to go off, and they'll stay lit to about 5 volts. So you could run this off of about 5 volts, but voltage, 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 potential, potential, potential. That's the important part. Amperage is not important. Amperage is the waste. Amperage has always been the waste. Amperage is just a calculation of waste heat. It is the heat of the coil, what is being wasted in the system. Energy is just the potential. That's the secret, I think. That is the only secret, is that they keep lying about the fact that you need amperage. You don't. It's only about the voltage, the dielectric. Again, could be talking about my ass. 0.6 milliamp. I fried my other multimeter, so I have to use this one. Still lit at 5 volts. It's 50 microamps. Split the positive, people. That's what it means. Split the bloody positive. Alright.